11-game unbeaten streak into the final week of the regular season. What's really stood out the most to you about this run you guys have gone on over the last few weeks?
Sometimes it doesn't feel like it, you know what I mean? But no, we've been in a lot of tight games. We've found ways to win games, and obviously if you look at it, we've had a lot of ties. But that's kind of been our whole year. We haven't had a lot of games where it hasn't been a lot of 1 or 2 goal games, and we've had a few, but our group's been pretty resilient all year as far as finding ways to win. But I think we need to get better in a couple areas to keep that going. And if we're going to make a good playoff push, we've got to get better in a couple areas.
Is the defensive play in neutral zone one of those areas?
I would say more our D zone play and our rush coverage again. I think certainly it starts with I don't think our in the offensive zone. I don't think our high forward's been in a good position a lot. I think our offensive zone rotations to try and get a little higher forward in a lot of situations has been caught low a lot, so it's led to a lot of chasing and a lot of outnumbered rushes, and then just identification coming back. I mean, they scored 2 goals Thursday off rushes. Miami did, and Saturday they did, or Friday they didn't. But it's just a lot of it just comes down to communication, and getting back to areas and starting there. And we play a little bit different system because of we're not necessarily our first forward back is always usually low, and sometimes there's been some confusion there with might be a winger, and the center has to just identify that, and sometimes he gets caught low, and it just it just leaves some gaps, and so it's just a little bit more communication, reading, and simplifying things a little bit. I think guys are working hard, but we just need to work a little smarter.
How have you felt about the team's consistency over these last 5 games?
I've liked our starts. I didn't like our second periods Thursday or Friday. And we've been a team pretty much all year. Maybe we've started slow, but we've gotten better and become pretty good team, or a more dominant team in the second and third period. And but if we can now keep the starts, find a way to have a better second period. I hope that's not a trend. But I thought our third periods were fine. But just we had some lapses, probably 3 of the last 4 games in the second period, which allowed teams to get some momentum. And some of it is, when you have a 1 or 2 goal lead, and in this case a 2 goal lead, we haven't been able to find the third goal. We've left some plays on the rink, and we've left some opportunities there, and you got to find a way to get that next goal. And that was the case Friday, or keep getting it mixed up, Thursday's game, where we had probably about a minute and a half of ozone time, line changes, and we had pressure, and they came down and scored a goal when we didn't score, and the whole game kind of changed in the second period. Next thing you know, it's 2-2 going into the third. So just things like that you got to find a way if you're getting opportunities, and just those types of things, because those are huge momentum swings. And certainly I thought both nights they gained momentum in the second period off just some kind of dull play by our team, where we just weren't the same as the first period.
You got a feel for these guys back in November. What are you expecting out of them this weekend?
Well, they're much better, number one. Very impressed with their team. A lot different than what we've seen out of Western Michigan probably the previous 3 years. They've done a really good job of adding a lot more speed and skill to their lineup, and it's not just 1 or 2 lines, it's lines 1 through 4. Their goaltending is better. We're seeing a different guy than we saw here. The Blackers had a real good year, and their D-core, they've got a couple of guys that are they really get involved offensively. They're 5 guys, especially guys like Schoenemann, number 6. He likes to get up the rink, but just they've always played a little bit of a heavier game. They still play that, but they're a real good transition team. They utilize their speed on the forecheck and off transition rushes very well. Offensively, with their skill, they move around a lot in the offensive zone and activate their D. So it's, you've got to be aware if you're caught flat-footed against these guys, it's going to be, they're going to get opportunities. And right now they're playing with a lot of confidence. They're probably one of the best teams right now in our league, the way they're playing, and their building's not an easy building to win games in, but we've had success there, and I think it's a great series to play before the playoffs because I think it's going to have that type of feel. We've been a good road team, so hopefully that continues, but I think it's a great challenge for our guys this weekend to go in there and hopefully step up our game and win a couple games here before the playoffs.
Did you see this level of play coming from them early, or did it develop as the season went on?
Oh yeah, I think everyone. I think when you look at Western Michigan, I think even going into the year, I think you look at what they had before, and I think for people that have seen them firsthand, they're a much different team, and it just, to me, it starts with speed, way more speed, and certainly some of those young players and their older players have really grown, and they've got skill, but they got a great mixture of size, speed, skill. I think they're very hard on pucks. They're tenacious on pucks. In a sense, they're a little bit like Denver, getting back above you, and they don't give you a lot of room and time. And that's part of their speed asset of their game. They pressure pucks and force you into making plays quicker, and you've got to be on your toes. And when you get rid of it, you're going to get hit. So you better be ready to make plays under pressure.
A little bit like your team too, right?
When we're playing.
Yeah.
When we're playing, and we need to get that aggressive mindset back a little bit. I think we're playing a little too cautious, and maybe we're playing afraid to lose hockey games. Maybe it's the run for the league title has caught up to us a little bit, where we're playing afraid to lose instead of just playing, and we've got to get that back. So still a chance, but it's slim. But to me, we've got to get back to playing the way we need to play. We got to utilize some of our assets too, and it's what we've kind of worked on this week.
Scott, health-wise, how's the team?
Good. I mean, just McCormick's still out, so that's the only one aside from bumps and bruises. But he's the only one that's still,
Alderman's recovered from whatever he was.
Yeah, he was sick. Yeah, he was feeling better today. So, I mean, we'll bring 8D on the trip and one extra forward.